Today I've been checking out Car Manufacturer, which is out now on Steam for £15.07. That's 10% off at the moment. It's in early access, so as always, things in this review could change. As the name suggests, this is an automotive tycoon game. You have to build and research cars, manage people, and expand your empire to make all the money. So, how does the game play? Well, I would say it's more on the basic side of tycoon management. There's no customization in the cars or designs. You just set your researchers away, they design the car, and then you build it. You need to hire staff, so like mechanics, movers, research, and sales guys. You build your production lines. You start off with just like one, then you can build like two, and then you can build like a paint shop and then a robot, and it kind of goes up in that order. You then have to set up a showroom to sell your cars, which is pretty cool because like you put your car on like a plinth and people come and look at it and stuff, which I really liked. And then once you've done that, you research the next one and so on. You know, I would say this is more of a kickback beer and pretzel management game. You can pretty much run the game at full speed constantly and you won't miss much. So if you're in the market for an in-depth strategy management game, this isn't it. In fact, I would say there's a real lack of feedback and stats as you're doing things. It's probably that one area of the game that is let down a little bit for me. However, it does make it super easy to pick up and play, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes you just want to kick back and chill. Obviously, the building's a big part of this, and to be fair, it's relatively easy. What I did like is most things can be moved and buildings expanded easily. Like to expand or move a building, you just click on it, which just made it really easy to resolve mistakes and expand your factory. However, one thing that couldn't be moved is the assembly lines where you're kind of building your car, which was a bit of a shame as you had to demolish them and start again. When you're starting off and haven't got money, it was actually quite expensive to do. You've then got to link it all via a conveyor belt, and sometimes that can be a bit hard to line up with the doors sometimes, so it would be nice if you could just move it into position. But overall, I found the building was decent and well done. There is a massive skill tree to unlock as well, which unlocks like a range of things like more staff, sales buffs, improvements to working conditions, new items so you can like improve the quality of the cars, unlock quality bays, paint bays, robotics, and all that sort of stuff. You unlock it via money, so there's usually like a fine balance between getting one and waiting until you have enough money. Like you're like, oh, okay, I've got 1,000, I could get that, but I might as well sell one more car. And money can get a little bit tight, but I never found myself too short as long as you're careful. And it was really like when you were heading down to that negative figures and you were like, please sell this car, just to keep me going. It got that level sometimes, but it kept a nice balance. There is a few issues here. I would say the main issue, and it really breaks immersion, is the fact it's like 1890 and you can build cars from the 1930s. I think it would have been better if it kind of had tier locked. So like when you're in the 1890s, you can only build cars maybe from that, maybe to, you know, the 1900s, because you could be ahead of the competition. But it would have been really cool if like there was a bit more around that. So like, you know, someone in your local area built the car before you, or maybe designed a bit of a better car that was a bit more futuristic than yours. So yeah, I think that aspect could be improved a little bit. And unfortunately, the core gameplay loop gets a bit samey. You design a car, you build it, you sell it, then you design a new one, build it, sell it, design a new one, build it, sell it. And it just keeps going on in that loop. There's nothing else there. And you just like, oh, I'll just retire the next one. It means cars don't really mean a whole lot to you. And as I said, because there's no customization, there's no improvements, there's no trim levels, anything like that, you can't customize or grow what you're doing with the cars. They're just, the researchers do their job and then pass it off to you who builds it. And then you pass it off to salespeople to sell it. I think it might have been good if there was some customization in there because it would add so much more replayability. And it would mean you would maybe take gambles, or you could improve the quality, or make an exclusive model which you would sell for way more money, or basic model which you would sell for less. And I think that would have worked really well. But the developer has a vision. He doesn't want it to be like that. He wants it to be this kind of chilled tycoon experience. And you know what? If he sticks to that, that's great. So yeah, it's not a bad game at all. I can see many people sinking so many hours into this game. And bearing in mind, it's in early access, it's going to change. There's going to be improvements. So yeah, I think this is definitely a wish list and you may want to pick it up. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.